Hello. Today I'm going to show you how to get a free quote from CodeBuddy using our Ride platform. So first thing you want to do is go to our website at codebuddy.com and you'll see the ability to download Ride from here. Ride is our AI development studio where you can utilize both AI tools plus human experts, aka code buddies, to help you build software that your business can rely on. So after you download, you'll be presented with Ride. From here, you'll create your account. So you can just sign up, create using there, verify with your email. I already have an account. After you've created your account, you will just sign in. And then you'll be presented where you'll have workspaces. I already have a few created here, but you will start off by creating your own workspace. So, a workspace is really just a collection of projects and team members that you would like to have. So, if you have multiple companies, for example, you may want to create multiple workspaces, or if you want projects themselves to have different teams and different members or different billing structures, things like that, you can create independent. But for most people, just having a base workspace for your company name, for example, is how you'll get going. I have one created here called my demo workspace. Like I mentioned, you'll be able to invite users. So this may be code buddies, this may be co-founders, team members, advisors, anyone that you want to collaborate with along the project. CodeBuddy we view is a collaboration platform, not just an IDE. So it gives you a lot of flexibility as you go from idea to building your project to launching it and revising it through the whole cycle. You'll also be able to do billing from here. Everyone who starts out will get $10 and free AI credits. So we are completely pay as you go. We don't have any subscriptions. Basically, the only time it costs you is if the CodeBuddy AI plans or builds something for you, or you hire a human CodeBuddy to plan or build something for you. So here we can manage our billing as well as set up auto recharge, or you can add funds via one-time payment as you would like. But I'm going to create a project here. So let's have a brand new one. Let's say an accounting platform for small landlords, which could be fun. And in this project, a platform for small landlords who don't want to be part-time accountants for their tenants. In Ride, you have the ability to plan your software, to build your software, or have someone else build it for you, in this case, as well as manage the publishing of your software so you can connect your cloud resources to it. From here, we're just going to focus on the planning portion. And then here, we're going to work with the CodeBuddy AI to turn whatever idea we have, in this case, our accounting software for landlords, turn it into a real plan that can be developed by developers. So what we'll do is in this, we'll break down and we'll create workflows, which are step-by-step processes, as well as define things like user stories, acceptance criteria. We'll also create user types. So these are the people who would be utilizing this application. We'll have definitions defined. So if we have any specific terminology that we use within the app, everyone can understand when I say this, it means exactly that, and not just relying on assuming that we know what we're talking about, as well as any external resources that we do. So if we want to connect to something, let's say like Stripe for payments or OpenAI for some AI functionality, we can have all those defined so the AI as well as the human experts know exactly what we're going to be using. So first thing first, I'm just going to answer the questions of the AI here. So we're going to create a simple plan. We're going to clarify our goals, define user types, and capture those. You already have basic account and profile management set up. Would you like to modify existing centrals or add new functionality for landlords and tenants? So I'm going to work with the AI here to craft my plan. All right, and you can see that now for our user types, we now have landlord and tenant. So we have those defined and we'll accept those. And now when we go to the user types tab, you'll see that there's there, but it also kept user. So I'm going to ask it, let's remove user from the user types. If you also wanted to create, let's say a manager or administrator to the account, we could define those. As you can see, it's easy to delete as well as add. So the AI can help you with all of those components. And then now let's start building some key terminology. One thing that you can come into it is being very prescriptive, where you're like, I know exactly the terms I wanted, a lot of the specific details. I know exactly how I want this to be. The other approach you can do is have the AI do a lot of the thinking and suggesting for you, and then you can go through and refine based off of what it suggests. So I always like go into it and say like, what do you think kind of terminology should be here? What workflows would you suggest? And here you go, you have a lot of different terminology that may or may not be useful, but I can go through these things and remove them if I want to, or I have them in there. So I'm going to accept those changes. So now we can understand when I say lease term, it means exactly this. When I say vendor, it means exactly this. All right, so we have those defined. Those are good. Let's set up workflows. Also telling the AI here, like, what is my goal? Like, am I want to build like a huge application? Am I wanting to build just a proof of concept or a minimum viable product, like an MVP? Giving it an understanding of suggestions of like what is needed and what isn't needed is really helpful because a lot of times you can go into it expecting that you need a lot of things. And in reality, maybe you can keep it slimmed down and a little bit better, like smaller. So then development's quicker, costs are less, and it makes you have the ability to start testing and validating your idea much faster with real users to see if you're onto something without wasting a bunch of time and costs in development that you don't have to. So here is my suggestions. I like all of those. So as you can see, here is the outline. So for our property and unit setup, landlords create and manage their real estate portfolio at a high level. This includes adding properties, configuring units within properties, updating details, and archiving and reacting units without deleting historical data. So we then have user stories. As a landlord, I want to be able to add a new property with essential details such as name, address, and notes so they can organize my rentals and manage each units under each property. And then we have acceptance criteria. So given that I'm logged in, given I am a logged in landlord, when I create a property with required fields, the property is saved and visible in my property list. Required fields shall include property name and address, and the system shall prevent duplicate properties with identical name plus address unless explicitly confirmed by the user. And see, as you can see, what we're doing here is we're being extremely explicit with what we're wanting to have happen here. A lot of times when you're building software, stuff will live in your head and you want to kind of think like you understand how it's going to work. But by really defining it and being very specific, you can then communicate that over to a developer to be built exactly how you want it, or you can have the AI build it, or you know how you can be building it yourself. So what's great here is we have each of these defined. I'm going to accept them. Then we're going to move to the next workflow. Now we have lease setup and tenant onboarding. If at any point I wanted something to be changed within here, I can easily request revisions by the AI. All right, so we have 7 workflows created. Do you want to take online payments? If yes, name a provider, and we can add that resource. Say, yes, let's do Stripe. If I wanted to have multiple options, such as PayPal, I could tell that as well, or if I want to take ACH payments. But now you can see in our resources, we have the Stripe payments added as well. So I can go over to those tabs and I can see those there. And then do we want both bank payments? Let's add bank payments too. And if we wanted to, just again as a proof of concept, but without wanting to connect real money into it, we could just say, let's use dummy data. But I like the idea of having ACH processing in there as well. So we'll do that. And as you can see, it still kept the same resource, but now it expanded it to also say, like, we want to make sure we're doing cards and ACH. So again, we're being very specific with what we're communicating. So again, we don't have that frame misalignment that can happen oftentimes when you're working with others in a project. All right. So from here, I think we have everything pretty set up. I have a good plan for like, this is my app. These are the 7 workflows that I want to be accomplished with there. I could spend some more time refining it. I could work with the AI to go, hey, now that we have all these, how could we optimize it? How could we make it more user friendly? What haven't I thought about maybe as like potential risks and kind of really spend time working with it to just craft exactly what I want my plan potentially moving forward. But now that we know I have my plan, how much is this going to cost? So this is where you can easily partner with a CodeBuddy to build things for you. So we have at the bottom right here, request a quote. When you click it, it'll explain to you how we do that. So you'll be able to submit your workflows here. We will then have one of our CodeBuddy coordinators, project managers, be able to review the quest, and then we will schedule a meeting with you to go over, make sure that we have everything aligned. We will also then create a custom plan for you, as well as a price that'll go with it. And then you will have a dedicated CodeBuddy expert be able to develop those features and workflows for you, which is great because it's always hard to find qualified talent who actually understands what to do to build. And because everything is built within Ride and utilizes our starter kit, our architecture, every application is then built to scale, and it gives us a lot of flexibility to provide much higher quality applications much quicker and much more affordably. The other great thing is we can do what we refer to as micro contracting, where you could just have a CodeBuddy build specific workflows for you. Or you can have them quote and build the entire project for you. So we provide a lot of flexibility for people who maybe don't want to build some of it themselves, but need a little bit of support on just a few things, or the founder who just wants to have that reliable partner be able to build things and take care of them for them and deliver them in a way where the founder still has control of the project. From there, you'll be able to submit your request, and then our CodeBuddy team will reach out to you and get everything set up for a meeting and for you to review the quote and begin approval. What is great about our stuff is we're able to build much faster, much more affordably, and the whole time you're in control. All of the projects, all of the code generated, everything is yours as the founder. We have a rule of no hostages held, so you just use us as long as you need us, but you own your environments, you own your resources, everything is yours, which is what's the power of working with a CodeBuddy. All right. If you have any questions, you can feel free to shoot us an email at tanner@codebuddy.com. Again, you can visit our website, codebuddy.com, to download Ride and get everything started for yourself. Thank you so much. Bye bye.